Oliver, I'm 31 years old and I feel like my life is permanently on pause because I can't commit to anything without panicking. Jobs, relationships, cities, even small decisions. Everything feels like a doorway I'm scared to walk through in case it's the wrong one. I keep telling myself I'm just being careful, but deep down I know I'm just afraid. The pattern is always the same. I get close to choosing something, then spiral. What if I regret it? What if there was a better option I didn't wait long enough for? I convince myself that clarity will come if I just give it more time. It never does. Last month, I turned down a job offer I'd wanted for years because I couldn't shake the feeling that saying yes meant locking myself into a version of life I might outgrow. That night, I sat on my bedroom floor surrounded by pros and cons lists I'd been updating for months and felt this overwhelming sense of grief. Not for the choice I didn't make, but for the life I kept postponing. Here's the truth I don't like admitting. Staying undecided feels safer than choosing and finding out I was wrong. My question is, how do you move forward when fear disguises itself as waiting for clarity? Now this one, I couldn't relate more to any of them more than fucking this one. This is ridiculously accurate. This is me all over. And it's procrastination, and it's not being able to make a decision, not knowing what you want, not knowing what's right, and being scared to fail and choose the wrong thing. Sometimes you have high expectations for yourself and you don't want to fuck it up. But unfortunately, the answer here is you're gonna have to fuck it up. And I'm not talking you're gonna have to change your life around dramatically. You're just gonna have to ease yourself into making the wrong decision. You can't trust your gut. You don't know what's right and what's wrong with the feelings that you've got. And I was exactly the same. I still am, somewhat. I don't make pros and cons lists, but I go through it in my head. The negatives, the regrets, the rewards. Is it going to be worth it? Is it what I want? Is what I've got better than that? Is just doing nothing the best answer? You don't know the answer. No one knows the fucking answer. I think that's what you don't find out. Is none of them are the answer, and they're all the answer at the same time. The fact is, you'll figure it out. The more you debate over the two options, the more you think about it and then pick a decision, you then see that every single way, every single option works out completely fine. And shockingly, most of the decisions that you're gonna have to make, you can actually go back on. That's what I do. I look at the decision and say, listen, can I go back on it? What are the consequences of changing whatever I decided to do? There are never really any massive consequences. Of the options that you've got, if you're not sure which one to go with, you just got to pick one of them. Like I said, they don't actually matter. And if you did, you can go back on it and you'll learn more of what you want. That's what you've got to do. And it's not even necessarily a problem. You think through things. It can be a biggest strength at some points in your life that you actually sit down and you debate and you think about what is the right decision to make. Me, I'm exactly the same. To start posting this filming, it took me a year. I filmed for a year just to get into it, to see if I wanted to do it, to see if I had what it takes just to film. And then it took me a year to post it. That's how much procrastination I had to do for something like this. And in the past, I've kept things to myself because I know I take a while to make a decision. Whereas other people might look and think, God, this guy does things out of the blue. Reacts instantly. No, I've been thinking on it for years. I've been thinking on making this decision for years. I've got pros and cons lists in my head, out my ears. I've got dreams out my ears, and I've got to pick and choose which ones I go for. And if I've got what it takes and can be bothered, want to put my effort towards that, and is that truly what I want? And for fuck's sake, I'm scared to make any decision. I've always been scared to make any decision. That's kind of who I am. I'm careful, I'm cautious, I'm weighing up the risk. And that's all you're doing. You're carefully delving into, is it something that you want, and you're unsure. And now you're either unsure because it's not what you want, it's not truly what you want, and there's something else that you want. And it's all in the realm of things that you don't want. You might be going for that job, it might be a dream job, or you think it's a dream job, but then when you actually get it, you doubt whether it is. Maybe you're miles away. Maybe it's got nothing to do with where you want to be. Maybe it's your intuition telling you, listen, you're not interested in any of this. Maybe you're not listening carefully enough. I do that as well. I'm debating between these two ideas, not realizing the third idea is the fucking one you're avoiding, and that's the one you're most scared of. The one that makes you feel most uncomfortable, but the one that you truly want. And if you're certain, or almost certain, that these two are the ideas that you're choosing between, the thing that helps me the most, the little trick that I do when I need it, is I flip a coin. You slap heads for one outcome, tails for the other outcome, and flip it. And usually what happens is, doesn't matter what the coin lands on. Once you flip that coin, the decision's made in your head. You tell yourself which one you want it to be, which one you don't want it to be. Oh, don't land on tails. Fuck, landing on tails. Do you want to flip it again? If you want to flip it again, the answer you got ain't the one you want. That's usually how I can make a decision that I'm not 100% certain of. And I can flip a coin because I know that either answer's fine. Either answer works out the way it needs to for you. I think as well, sometimes we're so focused on a direct path. You gotta have a goal to aim for. You gotta achieve something. You gotta have this direct path from here to there. That's what I want. And I don't think life works like that, especially for people that think like us, that procrastinate so much, that can't make a decision in a sense. There isn't this one straight road. You've got so many things on the pro side of your list and so many cons on that side of the list, that there are so many things that can happen in the decision that you're making. There's so many options in the world that you're a bit overwhelmed and I don't know which to pick, because you don't have this direct path. Don't get me wrong, setting your goals and having a direct path can work for some things, but not for everything. I don't believe not for everything. Sometimes you just got to live it and experience whatever the fuck's going on when you don't know. And a lot of my life, I've not known what I want to do. I've not envisioned this goal, this achievement that will make me happy, because I see people that do that. Sure, they get happy, but after the achievement, they just want more. Or they get sad, they're like, it's over, it's done, I've done it. So to me, I almost see goals and achievements not necessarily to have a point, to have a purpose, to be the right thing to do. It's difficult because some people can't live like that, and for some things for me, I can't live like that. But for a lot of the decisions I make in life, based off instinct, because like I said, I can write as many lists as I want. I can delve deep through each fucking option, and I can find pros and cons that match up equally for the full situation. I can convince myself this is good. I can convince myself this is bad. But at the end of the day, you've still not started. And that's always been the hardest thing for me, is to start. Once I've started, I'm done. I'm gone. I'm off. With this, as soon as I started filming, I'm off. I realistically knew that it's only a amount of time before I post the stuff I'm filming. A part of me is like, once I've started, I ain't gonna stop. There is no stopping, because it takes me so long to start. Because it's such a big thing, anything that I imagine doing, I'm looking at the beginning, the middle and the end before I've even started. And I've got to tell myself, and I've learned a bit, that sometimes you just got to start, and sometimes you got to start and fail. Sometimes you got to start and feel so uncomfortable, you're like, fuck this, I'm backing out. Sometimes that's what happens. But if you keep starting and stop it, the start till the stop lasts longer and longer until you get a bit older or until you get used to it. And what you find is what the situation I'm in is once I start, I ain't stopping. But it's a big hurdle. It's jumping off the edge of that cliff into the water. It's that step that's such a scary step. And you have to force yourself to do it, to take it. You have to remember that it's okay to be uncomfortable. Let's not avoid discomfort. And that's what it is. I'm gonna fail. I'm gonna fuck up. I'm gonna embarrass myself. I'm not gonna get it right. That's what it is for me. I don't want to start things because I don't want to not have it right. And the fear that I won't figure it out sometimes is so big I don't want to start. But for me, it's you have such high standards for yourself, high expectations for yourself, that you want to achieve what you want to achieve so quickly. And the thing that calms me down, the things that sorts me out is, what's your time frame? Let's extend it. Whatever you think it is, triple it. And that's now your expectation. I want to get views with these videos. I want people to listen to me. I want to help people with these videos. I want it in a year. I want it in 2 years, 3 years, even 5 years I'll take. What about 15 years? Will you take it in 15 years? How many people sit here and will take it in 15 years? That makes my skin crawl that I have to wait that long for it to work. But once you get over that and that's now your expectation, listen, 15 years, I've got plenty of time to stop and start and figure it out. Learn something tiny today. Tiny. Learn something tiny this week. You got 15 years. And I'm not saying it's gonna take 15 years. But if that's your expectation and you still continue to work hard in whatever it is, it's not 15 years, yeah, I'll slack off, I won't go hard yet. No, it is, it's go hard, try and learn as much as you can, but you've got 15 years. And people might say that's unrealistic, that's exhausting, got to wait that long for a dream. Absolutely, that's why it's a dream. It's a dream because it takes a lot of hard work and it takes time. It's not easily achieved. And you look around and you look at these successful people, these role models that you have, you want what they have. And you sit back and you look how long have they took to get it? What have they been through? More than likely, the whole life they've been preparing for whatever they're in. An example for me that I see is Chris Williamson. Love him. Love what he talks about. Love how he is. Love what he's going through at the moment. And you look and you say, how long has he been doing the podcast? Or even further, how long has he been delving into his self to develop? And it's more than 15 years. It's his whole life. And it's the time frame that you're getting caught up in as well. You want it instantly. So because you're not going to get it instantly, and you don't see how you're going to get it instantly, you don't start. You're not meant to know. The end is so far away. The middle is so far away that all you got to do right now is focus on the beginning. Getting it wrong, not being right, just doing. Just head down, driven, let's fucking go. I think that's a lot of the time. When I started filming, I didn't sit, turn the camera on and think, right, this is the topic we're talking about today. I sat for at least the first 10 videos just with the camera on, talking absolute tosh, even if it didn't make sense. And now after the first 10 videos, you say, right, you can start talking on camera. I've got the setup, I've the audio, I've got what angle do I need to be in and stuff like that. Right, let's maybe pick a topic and try and talk about that. First video, you're pausing, half the video, you're not even speaking, you're stuttering. And now you fast forward to 2 years later, and I can talk like this on camera. I've got a setup, I know what I need to do, I can relax and trust the process and trust myself. And you'll never know if it's the right decision. I've made decisions in life, I still don't know if it's the right decision, but I'm fucking happy how it's turned out now. And you're only one more decision from changing whatever situation you're in. You pick a wrong decision, it's only one more decision to get out of it. And it's difficult, don't get me wrong, I understand it's so fucking hard. but it's a superpower. The mindset that you have, the pros and cons list, you're thinking deeply about whatever the hell you're going to get into. So if you can do that, once you're in it, you can continue to think deeply about it. The only number one rule that you have to stick to is to never give up, to just keep on going. You can stop momentarily, but just keep going. Keep thinking about it. Keep consuming content and things about it. Always have it on your mind, and you're the type of person that will, naturally. And that's where the superpower is. And just know that you're not going to give up. Just know that you can continue to keep on going, and you'll eventually get there. And just think about your next move. That's what I do as well. What's the next thing? Listen, I can think about so many developed ideas, so many different things. This is what I want to do. This is what I dream of. This is the goal I want. And it's so far-fetched that I get overwhelmed and think, I'm no one now. How the hell am I going to get to that point? What's the next thing you need to do? What's the next small little thing you need to do to improve where you are now? And just focus on that, because that'll, knowing the personality that you've got and the way you think, that'll take you a bit of time to just figure out the next thing. And don't look too far into the future, because you miss what's happening now. You miss the moment you're in now. There's value in that. Look in the journey. Once you get to the destination, once you get to the end, you look back and you think of the good times that you had, the struggle, the tough moments when you didn't know what was going on. You almost crave for them. You think, God, they were good times. Remember when you didn't know how to do this? Remember when you didn't know how to do that? You were scared and you didn't have a clue. Look at you now. So sit in the moment you're in and accept that that's the stage of the journey that you're in. You're in the start of the journey where you've got no fucking idea and you're figuring it out. And just like a puzzle, you're piecing little bits together, figuring it out. But yeah, love that one. Relate to that one 100%. But yeah, peace.